Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Tool to Play presents Still Got Game with Derek D. Smooth Nolan and Joel Dude I Rock Albert.
Hey now! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Still Got Game, episode 13. Still Got Game is the official podcast of ToolToPlay.com. I am, as always, Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
And I am Joel Dude I Rock Albert.
What is going on, Joel Dude I Rock Albert?
Not much. I'm pumped for the show today, which is weird. There's not a lot going on in the show, but I liked last week's show so much that I'm like, raw, let's do a show.
Well, see, there's so little going on in gaming in general.
I
If you
know.
want to get excited about gaming, you have to have a show just to build off of everybody else's
You just
creative
pump
interest.
yourself up. You just you've got to psych yourself up. But now we're getting so close to actually having games now that
I know, it's like a month away.
It's a
It's
month
like,
away. It's crazy. It's so
Almost
close.
there.
And the Steam debate and all that other stuff got me kind of pumped up too. I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm excited for gaming in general. I just can't wait to put my hands on a system at this point. Whether it's I don't care. Sony's coming out first, so I'm gonna have the Sony first, and I'm gonna be playing that thing, and we'll go from there. We'll see what happens.
It's all about gaming.
Yeah, I don't discriminate. Fuck that.
All right. Well, before we hop in the show, for those of you watching or listening, but not live viewers, mind you, you have now seen a new intro that we got submitted by Hitman. So thanks, Hit. If you like it, let us know. If you don't like it, we'll let Hit know. And if you think you can do better, you submit something else. But Hitman's the first one to submit, and right now he's the prize winner if no one else can do any better.
Yeah, it's 0 to 1. It's that kind of. There's really not a lot of choices here, people. So if you do hate it, then that's fine. But then you need to get off your ass and you need to make it better. You can't just hate from your chair. All right, you got to get up. You got to go to
You
some.
might not be a Fractals person.
You may not
so
be into
might-
fractals. That may not be the thing that you're into. So you're gonna have to get up. You're gonna have to take some night school classes, learn some video skills, possibly some just mic skills. We don't care, and then we'll add fractals later if
Yes,
we want.
yeah.
Fractals.
Fractals could always
We'll
be
always
added
add
post-production.
fractals later. We're fine with that. It's okay.
Yes. But thank you, Hit, for submitting that, and just let us know what you think either in the show comments or podcast.tooltoplay.com or 773-527-2961. And actually, you know what? We'll give away a code for Torchlight 2 on the PC for we'll pick one random caller. If somebody wants to call in this week, we're looking for a caller. So just give us a call, make some comment on this week's episode that's actually a real comment, not like it was awesome. Like mention something from the show like you actually listened, 773-527-2961. And you know what? Then we'll pick one of the people that call in, and you will win a code for Torchlight 2 on the PC. All right. Well, let's hop into feedback from last week's show. Remember, if you want to leave us a voicemail, it will cut you off after a minute. Carl comments. I listen to a lot of gaming podcasts, and most covered the Steam announcements as a desperate throwaway from Valve. You two were the only ones that not only saw what Valve was doing, but were able to present it in a way that made it easy to understand why it was good. Someone needs to have the CADcast guys listen to your last episode. Keep up the great work.
I love that comment because I agree. I thought there was a lot of hate going on, but maybe that's because I'm really passionate about it. So I have a better way of describing it. I've been following this thing, and I've wanted Steam to go this way for so long, and I ranted about it for so long. But Derek agrees too. I mean, what do we care? It's a great system.
I like the announcements. I first off, Dave Abrams from Cheap Ass Gamer, good friend of ours.
Yep.
Stuart Wombat Nact, good friend of ours too. I've been on panels with me before at PAX East. So we love the CADcast guys.
Yeah.
We see them every year at E3. We have a good time with those guys. So we're not shitting on them. And after this, I was actually behind on their show, but I went and listened to them, and I don't think they saw the same benefits in this that we did. So yeah, maybe they do need to check out our last episode, and because it's really hard to explain to someone why it's awesome if you don't understand why it's awesome.
Well, why were they pit? What was the? Give me just a quick.
They were
synopsis
just saying it
of
was
why
like
they
an
hate it.
act of desperation. It was the wrong time.
Interesting.
It's just putting out these boxes at PC prices after the console releases is just a waste of time and money on their part. Really, the only way to do it would have something now and have something cheap. But really, you're just selling PCs that are expensive later instead of now, and there's no real benefit to it, is what their spin was.
Oh wow, that's way off the. I'm not saying it's way off the mark. I could see where they're coming from, but the whole point of this system, and hopefully that's what we articulate, is that it's extremely portable. You don't have to. If you have the box right now, you can throw SteamOS on it, and it could be your console. I don't know why people don't see that. versatility is the point of this model, which maybe I think gets muddied up, and that's going to be their challenge. How do you let the consumer understand exactly what Steambox is? That's a big, big challenge, but I don't know. I don't see it that way so far. I think
listen to episode 12 of our show.
Yeah,
it's we kind of spell it out in detail. And if somebody wants to point them to our episode, by all means, because you say someone needs to have the CADcast guys listen to your last episode. Well, I'm not gonna let them know because that seems kind of dickish. But if you want to let them know, listen to our episode 12. By all means, do link to the show and let them know that we kind of explain concisely why we think it's a good thing. Right. And I don't think it can be. I think once you hear how we describe the Steam announcements and why they're good things, I don't think you can say they're not.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't see a flaw in it. There's the business model for them is versatility, expandability, all the things that you would hope that gamers would be happy about. So, I mean, if you don't get it or if someone wants to shit on it, I understand, but I'd be happily, debate it with anybody. I think it's a cool topic, and I think they're doing something different, and sometimes that difference makes people worried or scared or they don't understand it or whatever, and so your immediate thought is to shit on it. But they're doing some cool shit. So yeah, give us a listen. Let us know what you
listen to that episode and then let us know. All right. Viagina comments. Loved the coverage last week on the Steam story. I'm usually a console gamer, but was intrigued by the cool looking controller. At least now I know a simple way to do some of my gaming on a PC that's not really a PC. And,
see, this guy gets it.
Yeah, that's a takeaway. I assume that was a girl. Viagina, seemed like a vagina play on words, but
I hope so.
Yeah, otherwise it's creepy.
It's kind of creepy if you're a dude. It's fine it's fine, but
Yeah. But yes, that's one of the takeaways from that. So yes, listen to episode 12. Still got game. It is the definitive resource on why Valve's announcements are important.
Apparently it is, yeah.
All right, Tank comments. I watch Still Got Game at work, half listen, and watch the show. I'm one of the 4 people using Windows Phone and can't find the new podcast on Zune or whatever the fuck they're calling their music service now. Well, Tank, I'll tell you something right now. The process for getting something on what used to be the Zune marketplace that's now defunct, and now it's Xbox Music and Video and all that. I did follow this process, both with Still Got Game and the in-between incarnation, which was Gaming Under the Influence. But the problem is, despite them letting you submit a podcast, it doesn't seem like they're going through and approving those because Microsoft has said that they're moving away. They don't feel that the place for podcasts is in their music ecosystem. They feel like there should be apps for all these things. And that's kind of how they're focused right now. I don't know how else to get it on there. I know that there is, and it's not updated, so it still says Tool Type Radio, but it has all the latest episodes of the show. If you actually search the Windows Phone Marketplace or the Windows 8 app Marketplace, there's a Tool to Type app that will give you all of the shows, and it has Tool to Type artwork, but it will have the latest and greatest episodes of the show.
So it's still getting that feed, I guess, then? It's just the old name?
It takes the raw feed. I'm going to pull this up in real time, which is not really professional, but I'm going to do Windows Phone Tool to Type. And the very first Tool to Type radio podcast, Windows Phone Apps Store. And I click that, and sure enough, it is a link to the Tool to Type app for Windows Phone and Windows 8.
Oh, okay.
And it lists the latest episodes. Well, here, the latest screenshot they have is Still Got Game episode 3, but it's definitely pulling the show episode. It's not in a good format, but it's there. I just need to update this app.
Interesting. All right, so if for some reason you're still doing the Windows, I understand that people have Windows phones and stuff like that, but realistically, couldn't they just get it on their Windows phone? Well, they could really just go to YouTube if he's going to watch it too.
If you're going to watch it, yeah. But yeah, as far as like having something that downloads podcasts in the background, Microsoft they're veering away from that. Like I said, their statement is we don't feel that podcasts are part of our music app. They should be a separate app. So, and maybe there's some awesome separate app for podcasts on Windows Phone that you just add our RSS feed, which is always linked in the bottom of every show episode on tooltoplay.com. There's a little link that says RSS. Copy that RSS feed, dump it into your favorite podcast app, and you're good to go.
Yeah, that's one way. There you go.
Yeah, I gave you 3 ways. If none of them work, let us know, and we'll hammer it out some more.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Pauly D comments in awe about last week's episode. You guys are funnier every week. Rocket Bros, rocket.
I don't think I've got a rocket bro in a really long time. That made me feel really good.
Yeah, that's the first rocket.
Is that the first rocket
I've ever got? I've got rock on.
Rock on, bro, but not rocket, bro.
Not rocket. Like that's extreme.
That's some Def Leppard right there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's some serious Def Leppard right there.
Fucking rock that shit.
Yeah,
I guess
that's hardcore.
Oh,
Appreciate that.
He was in awe about the episode. It wasn't just like liked it. He was in awe.
Well, when you merge just like again, we're the definitive right now source on Steam. We're essentially their PR team, which is good, right? They should pay us. And then on top of that, the comedy level with the knowledge level, you should be
combine those two. It's
you
like
should be an
nuclear explosion.
Exactly. But we appreciate it nonetheless.
Yeah, we tried to rock it. We didn't know we were rocking it, but we definitely rocked it, bros.
Wow.
And now, of course, we've probably totally alienated you by taking your comment and shitting.
No, the comment was fantastic. We are going to rock it, bros.
Yes. That's pretty much when I saw this comment and I put in the outline tonight, I was like, I don't care how the show goes, but I have to rock it, bros.
Right. Yeah, and you didn't want to just rock
Jay
it
was
either.
going to rock it, bros.
Oh, if you're gonna rock it, bros, we're bros, so we're gonna rock it, bros together. You understand what I'm saying?
Not singularly rock it, bros.
There's two bros, and those bros are gonna rock it, bros.
Yes, Pauly D, we would never let you down.
Exactly.
Or not intentionally.
Right.
If we fail to rock it, please let us know.
Yeah, the next comment, please. Yes, let us know if we rock it, bro.
All right. Well, if any of you have feedback, like all these fine folks, give us a call, 773-527-2961, or fire us off an email at podcast@tooltoplay.com. And in site-related news, besides the upcoming site redesign that's going on in the background that we're not going to tell you about till it's done, I've got nothing to add to that. How about you, Jay?
No, nothing at all. Nope.
All right. Well, that's quick and easy then. So we'll
Yeah,
just hammer over into what we're playing.
Let's do it.
What have you been playing this week, Joel Dudai Rock Albert?
Well, the new patch for World of Warcraft, a small game that came out 18,000 years ago that everyone should tell me to stop playing, and they do, and I don't listen. That came out.
Like an Atari game.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine. So I've actually started playing that patch again. Every Tuesday night, we still have our little raid night that friends get together and play. So I have been playing some WoW again, and I bought GTA 5. I just haven't opened it.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. I haven't opened it. I have no desire. I bought it literally on just peer pressure alone and all the sales and everyone, circle jerking each other. I was like, oh, maybe I should buy it. And I bought it. And I feel like I've done my part. I've paid for it. So
Yeah, you're in the ecosystem.
I'm in the ecosystem. I'm a part of the system. I'm off the grid. Or I'm on the grid, rather. Yeah. So
Yeah,
what about you?
Almost on.
I'm almost on the grid. I haven't booted it up, so technically I am off the grid. But eventually I will be on the grid. I will boot it up.
Nice.
What about you? What are you playing?
Well, mine's the same as usual. 2 nights of Borderlands 2, followed by some late night Halo 4, and then every other moment of gaming the entire week was all Diablo 3 on the Xbox.
You're still on it. I'm impressed.
Yeah, played through on normal. Now we're banging through on Nightmare. Is that the second?
Yeah, Nightmare. No. God, I don't know what it is. Nightmare is one of the last ones.
Yeah, I think there's only 3 on the console.
Really?
So it's normal, Nightmare, and like Evil or some shit like that. But
Interesting.
yeah, we're on the second playthrough, basically.
Okay, cool. Good stuff.
So good times, and my alt is almost to the end of the normal campaigns.
Do they do Paragon levels in the console one, where if you reach max level, then you can add on
you can
your
do
levels?
easy, medium, hard, and there's all those that go in conjunction with the game types. So you have the game types of easy, normal, Nightmare, and God awful, or whatever they are. And then in addition to those, there's the difficulty level settings of easy, medium, hard, extra hard. It's like a whole separate set of sliders.
Really?
So, and by increasing those, you increase those are very linear. So it increases, all difficulty of monsters by 10%, but it also increases all loot percents by 10% or something to that effect.
So that they really did, I think, a different job there, because I'm on the PC. It's a lot more easy to explain. I mean, not easy to explain, but there's a little bit more going on. It sounds like they don't have Paragon levels. Paragon is when I think max level is 60. I can't remember what the max level is. Is it 60 or 50?
It's 60. Yeah.
Okay, but when you hit max level on the PC, you unlock what is called Paragon levels, which are essentially like, as you do your playthroughs, you gain these levels. They don't actually like have your character stats go up. It's almost like in your face levels. Like they don't do
Oh, no,
anything.
there's something like that. They were they call it the Nephilim blessing. Where,
Oh, the blessing. Okay, so it is.
yeah, so if you
they have that
take
as well.
down a boss, then for 30 minutes you
Yes,
have a
you get the
buff that
blessing.
stacks,
Okay,
or you take
gotcha.
down the leader or rare, and you keep stacking those buffs, and your loot increases
Loot increases,
exponentially,
okay.
and
So they do have
coolness,
something like
and yeah.
Cool. All right.
So actually, from what I've heard, the console version now is officially the definitive version of this game. It is.
Oh, gotcha.
It has everything the PC version has, because the auction house is going away now on the PC.
Right.
And it has full controller support, and it has multiplayer, local multiplayer.
Right. Yeah, because you can't do that currently with that system. So yeah.
So it's
Well,
the
I don't know if
console version is the only place you can get all that.
I don't know if you read, but the downside of that, and this was some news from like last week, is that it's incredibly hackable. The reason that they had the online only was that you couldn't do these things like fake game saves and all these other things. So like, apparently now there's guys running rampant. I mean, you guys play together, so it doesn't affect you. But I guess out in the open, if you go in, like there's dudes that are like level 1, but they've got all the gear and they're like one-shotting elite monsters by just like pissing near them, and like people are freaking out about
The
it.
beauty of the Xbox system is that these things get caught really quick. It's the beauty and the disadvantage of the system. If you're the kind of person who likes that kind of stuff, it really blows. But if you're the guy that plays by the rules, usually that stuff is dealt with fairly quickly.
Yeah, we'll see. I guess they're having a problem with it right now, but I don't know what they're going to do about it. It's a game save issue, I suppose. I don't know.
Yeah, they have all these new things. They started a long time ago where they started backfilling like penalties against people that had hacked game saves, and they were doing. You didn't have to load the game; they were doing like checks of what was on the drive as part of the dashboard updates, and
I remember that stuff
I'm
from a
sure
while
that'll
ago.
get taken care of soon enough.
That's good. That sounds good. Sounds like a good iteration on the console. That's good to hear.
Agreed. All right, well, on that, why don't we meander over in the new releases, and we have a couple new releases out this week. First new release is a multi-platform release, and it is Just Dance 2014. And this is out for the 360, the PS3, the Wii U, the Wii U, and the Wii. This is the 5th game in Ubisoft's Just Dance series. For the PlayStation and Nintendo versions, motion tracking is still done just with the one-hander kind of thing, where it's literally looking where you're holding the peripherals. Whereas the Xbox uses Kinect and sees your whole body, and it's an entirely different game. This version introduces an on-stage mode where one person is the primary player and there's 2 backup dancers behind them. But unlike when people did this with other games, those people are actually tracked and their stats and stuff come in and it sees their hands or whatever. Now, the Wii U version and the upcoming Xbox One release feature Party Master mode, where a non-dancing person can change the game's rules, songs, and a whole bunch of other stuff for the 4 players that are actually dancing. So that's kind of going to be the definitive version, I would say. And then for the first time, the game is bringing what they call the World Dance Floor mode, which is an MMO aspect to the game. So you basically...
What?
So you build up your character and you take them out in the world and you do all these dance battles against other people and you're leveling up and you're gaining abilities and I know it's fucked up.
Yeah, they need to stop right there.
It's like trying to too much genre bending.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. So, I mean, is anyone excited about this? I don't know. Are you ready to just dance?
No, and this has always been the lesser of the dance games, but it does have a decent list of songs. It's basically the same game as before. I guess if you are the person that if you want these songs, if you want Robin Thicke and you want these latest and greatest songs that aren't on Dance Central, you just wait for the Xbox One version that's coming out in like a month, because that one's going to have 6 simultaneous people dancing. It's the version that has, for the same piece of software across all these platforms, it's the one that's going to have the most features. So if you have more than one console, that's the one you want to wait for. But no interest here.
Yeah.
No.
Can you tell by the awkward
Absolute silence. Yes.
that no one here is picking this up? I'm I'm getting there in the fatness too. I don't know. Maybe I should pick this up, but no.
See, you and I could build some characters and battle it out
Yeah.
in the MMO universe.
No, it's just not. That's not going to be something that happens, unfortunately.
No, nor for me. All right. Well, the other new release out this week is out for the it was out for the PS3, and it's Beyond Two Souls. This is Quantic Dream's highly anticipated action adventure, interactive fiction kind of game. It's another genre bender. This is the one that stars Ellen Page and Willem Dafoe. It looked amazing when we first saw this at E3 2012, and even then we didn't even know what it was. We just saw it was like this really rich story that they were showing. It looked even better this year when we saw it at E3. it's basically the perfect kind of game to fill this month gap between the end of this generation, next generation. It's a single player game. It's not something you have to really learn and ramp up skills to. It's one of those interactive fictions, and you kind of just play your way through it. And it would basically fill that month. There's no early reviews out for it yet. I'm assuming it's going to do pretty well. I would say that fans of the Heavy Rain game that were big into that interactive fiction kind of thing, you should probably pick this up. Or if you're just an interactive fiction person, this could be something to fill your month. But it's definitely something that's been huge. I saw during the Patriots game yesterday, there must have been 10 commercials for this. It's there's definitely a media blitz on it.
Yeah, it's weird that I don't know. I still felt like this was a really weird thing to, I don't know, to launch now. I guess I don't know how production works out and how, but it always felt like when we saw it at E3 last year, that this was like a big deal for them. I don't know if it's going to hurt them because of where it's at the console cycle, or maybe you're right. Maybe because it's at the end and there's nothing else to buy. The people will buy it just based off that. But it looked like a really cool game. So, I hope it works out for them. I know they got Ellen Page doing it. They got all these big actors, Willem Dafoe and all those people. So money had to be, flowing over the walls for them. So I don't know. I don't know how that's going to play out, but it certainly looks really cool. I mean, it's one of those games that looked interesting.
The story apparently is good too. This game they actually showed off at the Tribeca Film Festival. And it's only the second time a video game has ever been shown off at the Tribeca Film Festival. The other one was L.A. Noire.
Right.
This is it goes to show you have to have a really decent story and portrayed in a visual medium in such a way that you get accepted into a film festival. And that's I guess that's a strong statement to the interactive fiction portion of this. But like I said, I thought it looked amazing 2 years ago. I thought it looked even better this year. It's not my kind of thing. I don't want to sit down and play a story, but for someone that's just looking for something to kill a month and they don't want to like pick up, GTA and get sucked into that thing forever, it's definitely something you could just spend a month on and be done with.
Yeah.
But
yeah, definitely.
All right.
Get out there and buy it.
Exactly. All right. Well, on that, why don't we slam over into gaming news?
And here we go. First story, Injustice: Gods Among Us. Ultimate Edition is coming for the PS3. This is via joystick. Injustice: Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition, which includes last year's critically acclaimed fighter and all of its downloadable content, will smash retail walls on November 12th. The super-powered spectacle is priced at $59.99 for the PS3, the 360, and the PS4. I think the PS4 is, wait, is this right? Oh no, I'm sorry. The PC version is $49.99, cheaper for you guys, and $39.99 for the Vita. And yes, you heard it right. There is no version for the Xbox One. Makes you wonder, which is even odder because you have it for the 360. So that is a little curious. The extra DLC, which is valued at around $120 according to the publisher, Warner Brothers, will include Lobo, Batgirl, General Zod, Martian Manhunter, Zatanna, and Jim Lee's reimagined Scorpion from, of course, Mortal Kombat. There are also more than 40 character skins, 60 Star Labs missions, and for American copies only, a soundtrack to boot. What do you think about Injustice? Do you care?
The game did really well. People were buying DLC. Yeah. Maybe people didn't buy all of the extra heroes that were in the game, but they bought some of them. To get basically that same bundle for the price of the original game seems like a huge deal to me. I guess the big part of the news is that it's coming to PS4 and not to Xbox One.
Yeah, that's the one piece that's odd in there.
Yeah, there's obviously some exclusivity there. I don't know what the deal is. Now, also, we don't know if it's literally just a straight port to the PS4 and it's not going to take advantage of updated graphics, textures, or like if they didn't plan for all that in the beginning, then it doesn't really work out for them in the end.
Right.
But assuming they did, then this is a boon for the PlayStation 4 people.
I mean, yeah, it looks like it's like you said, everyone's loving the game. I feel like if you didn't invest in the game to begin with, this is a good time to finally get on board, and then you get everything with it. So these package deals are always really nice, especially if you see it for like the PS4. If you didn't play it before and you're getting a new system, it's coming out in a month anyway. It would be nice to kind of get on board, have all the characters, and kind of start from there. So it's a good deal. I didn't buy it personally. Did you guys buy it? I think. Didn't you say
Tiff loved it, but we ended up not picking it up. It's just there was too many games out at the time. But this is the one that she bent over backwards to get the appointment for.
Yeah.
And it's basically Mortal Kombat with your DC heroes, and it is it looks awesome, but it just came out at the wrong time for us. But if it was coming out for the Xbox One, maybe that would be on more people's radar. We're going to have a PS4, and
that's what I was just thinking.
Coming out of the gate,
yeah.
we're all going to be limited on games.
Right.
We're going to all be playing Call of Duty Ghosts on the Xbox One, and I don't know what we're going to be playing on the PS4 out of the gate. So maybe this will be a pickup for us. Who knows?
That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm going to have the system. Maybe I'll.
Maybe we'll all be playing against you.
Yeah, exactly. Just be me and you playing
on the show.
Everyone will be like, "What are you doing? We played this years ago." I'm like, "No, it's the greatest game ever."
New skins.
On board.
It's all
new skins exactly.
Retextured for the PS4.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Yep.
All right. Next story. Warner Brothers Games. This is a good one for me because I like to see the industry in an upswing. Warner Brothers Games is expanding Montreal studios by 100 developers, and this is via gamesindustry.biz. The Quebec government continues to invest in its local game development scene. As reported by CTV, Quebec Prime Minister Pauline Mouraz, if I know how to do my French there. I'm not very good with French names. Today announced that the province is committing $63 million in grant money and incentives to help Warner Montreal as the studio has committed to increase its headcount by 100 new staffers within the next 5 years. The studio is best known, of course, for developing the Batman Arkham Origins. It has previously developed, of course, the Legos Legends of Chima online game, as well as the Wii U version of the Batman Arkham City. And that was the Wii U version where they had the cool little bat. We talked about it a bunch here. We saw it at E3. You get a little controller and you get to do all the bat things there. So they did a cool job there. The new jobs are expected to pay about $70,000 annually to the employees, who will average around 30 years old. The studio currently employs 325 permanent staffers. Quebec has a history of providing government support and incentives to the games industry with, of course, Ubisoft, if you don't know who they are. They are among the largest beneficiaries, and they come out with some pretty cool stuff there. Earlier this week, the publisher announced plans to expand its Montreal studio by 500 jobs, thanks to is this right? $9.9 million grant from Quebec. Man, they're just pouring money into these mofos. And an expansion of the province tax credit from multimedia development. So what are your thoughts? All these jobs are being pushed to Canada, and like I said, Ubisoft is there. They come up with great product. They've got great video games. Everyone seems to be going there. Didn't Quebec see what happened to Rhode Island? I mean, we know what happened there.
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, there's quality development and quality people there, but whenever government puts money in like this, Rhode Island gave 38 studios that sweet, sweet deal, and it hugely backfired for everybody involved. It was too much money for 38 studios. They overspent, they pissed it away, and then Rhode Island didn't have any way to get paid back month to month. So then all of a sudden they're down all this money, and they spent all their economic development money on one company. So you would think that that a government would think more and more about investing huge chunks of money in a single company versus breaking it up across a bunch of companies. But I guess Quebec probably doesn't have that spectrum of possible companies to spread that money to, and you take what you can get.
Well, I think for them too, this is a track record issue as well. And sadly to say, in 31 Studios' case, they had no track record. This was poor business management, would not even begin to describe it. And the only game they had behind their back was a semi-successful game. Depends on how you look at it. I mean, people liked the game. It didn't sell 1 billion copies, which sadly enough, they, for some reason, expected it to sell way more than it should have. I think even they were off on those projections. So when you look at it from the standpoint of, them just investing in a games company, yeah, it looks like it's probably a bad idea. But the reality, too, is they're investing in Ubisoft. They're a winner. Ubisoft's a winner. They're investing in Warner Brothers. So far, Warner Brothers track winner. They're winners. It's not like they're just sort of like, I still think to this day, Rhode Island made a huge mistake, even for a minute, trying to invest in a company that had no real proof that they were going to succeed. It's one thing to give people a ton of millions of dollars and say, hey, I hope you do good. I trust you. I mean, you play baseball. You must know video games, right? So we're going to give you a shitload of money.
I know you played a lot of WoW.
Yeah, you played WoW, so you might as well be a game developer. But that's a little idiotic. But for, Montreal, that already has a pretty rich games development community there with Ubi there and a couple other developers, and a games company that knows what the fuck they're doing, I don't know. I'm not saying it's a safe bet. It's never a safe bet. It's surely a better bet, though. So... yeah. I don't know. We'll see. If they go under, we can all laugh and do that whole thing. See, America told you. But I don't think they're going to go under.
It could be worth the risk. You know, it's definitely it's a different ball game, and it just seems like a lot of money to give to one company, but it's a company that has shown success. So I guess time will tell.
And speaking of kick-ass companies, this one's about DICE. Battlefield 4 Second Assault DLC will be available at launch for the Xbox One. So Xbox owners will be able to download the Second Assault DLC pack for Battlefield 4 when the console launches November 22nd. EA previously announced that the map pack, which features 4 fan favorite maps from Battlefield 3, would launch on the Xbox One first, and that remains the case. There are no details on the DLC's price. It will be free, of course, for the premium members, or when it will launch for the other platforms. The news comes via the EA press release for an event showcasing the map pack to be streamed live from London on November 1st, so coming up soon. That's 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific, and what is that, 5 p.m. UK time. Is that what we're calling it now, UK time?
I guess so.
Might as well. Featuring 2 teams of 32 players, each fighting it out on the Xbox One, not the PC. The European team will be led by Xbox EMEA rep Graham Boyd, if that's how you say it. Graham? That's spelled really shittily.
We've met him before. We met him at E3.
While the U.S. team will be led by the appropriately named for once Major Nelson. And we know who he is. Big EA, Larry Herb. So thoughts? What do you think of the battle for the next gen exclusive firsts? This is the first punch thrown, if you will, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it's the second one now. So we have
that's true. Yeah,
a second in just the stories we covered tonight.
Yeah.
So we have the Batman. Not Batman. We have Injustice going to the PS4. We have the first on Xbox One type marketing campaign with the map pack here for Battlefield 4. We see this every time on consoles. It's just who's going to get the exclusives that they want the most, who's going to have them first, and how they're going to play, how that's going to play into sales of the console. Like I said, and like you said, I don't think for the first 4 months anybody's going to have a problem. As many of these consoles they make, they're going to sell out. The winner is not going to be defined until long after that.
right. Yeah.
But these exclusives are good things to have in the bag.
Well, it's funny because I felt like, in a lot of other generations, a lot of it came down to like the game itself. And now we're getting into this petty battle of content now. Like it used to not be that way. Now it's like, well, we both got Battlefield 4, but I got this map pack 3 days before you. So, and it's weird now to see it in this light. But this is the way it is now. I mean, if you need the map pack before anybody else, buy it on your Xbox One. If you don't give a shit, then if you have a PS4, you'll be happy either way. But this is the wave of the future, right?
So no matter what you pick, you're always going to have something exclusive or something before someone else.
Yeah, Destiny is the big example people love to get. Like, oh, well, if on Destiny, you're going to have all this other content. Well, I'm sure you're going to have an exclusive content deal, but I guarantee you that content will make it to the Xbox One once that exclusive.
Exactly.
So it's like, you can't use those things to sway your mind. If you go where we always say this here on the show, you go where your friends are. If you really are making that decision because you think Sony is really under your wing and you're all buddy and they're doing this for you, you're a fucking idiot. They're doing it because they want to make money. You go where your friends are. You go to the system that you like because your friends are there. So.
Yeah, like Sarcasmo said in chat. I get to play the map first. By myself.
Yeah, exactly. All my friends are on the Xbox, but I got this first and I'm playing with myself. That's really no different than what I do when I'm by myself as well. So
that's true.
Most dude gamers will understand that scenario. Sadly.
True.
Sadly.
All right. Well, on that, you want to hop over in the mailbag and voicemails?
Yeah, unless we could do the WTF. We don't need to. It's up to
we don't really have there was no good WTF stories this week. We were discussing pre-show. Yeah. So, there were things that we had borderline WTF if the community wants to talk about them, like how, what were you saying? Grand Theft Auto 5 was single-handedly saved the UK's shitty year for gaming.
Yeah, we'll throw that show. We'll talk about it for like 10 minutes. So, I mean, the one WTF we saw, and this is more just because of the sheer magnitude of what this means, Grand Theft Auto 5 basically halted a 4-year sales decline in the UK retail solely by itself. Sales of the box game climbed for the first time in the UK since December 2008, thanks to Grand Theft Auto 5. And this was according to the CVG. Citing data from NBC, Rockstar's latest game has sold more than 2.6 million units in the UK in 2 weeks, accounting for, and get this, half of all box sales for all games sold in September. So I mean, it's a what the fuck story because the success of this game continues to be a news thing, right? Like every
enormous.
week, it's like a new news story about how GTA 5 cured cancer and all these other things. So it's a what the fuck story because everyone has been seeing gaming go into decline, and to have one game sort of be that resurrection of gaming, at least for this year, on a non-new again, this is a 10-year-old system we're seeing these numbers on. That alone is so impressive that it's impressive enough for me to buy it and put it on my desk and not open it.
Well, sometimes you got to do that.
So
Sometimes you
sometimes
got to let it age.
So I mean, just to talk about it for a sec. I mean, what do you think about the success of this game? Is this going to get you to buy it yet or no?
It's not. It's like I said. I have enough stuff to carry me into the next gen, so it's not going to pull me in. But I'm glad to see it doing well. I'm glad that the game that's doing well and doing so well for the industry in general is the game that's universally hated by people that don't know anything about video games. That is like,
yes.
You don't have to know anything about video games to know that you hate Grand Theft Auto. That's the standard rule of thumb. That's the non-gaming moms hanging out with other non-gaming moms being like, oh my God, Timmy brought home Grand Theft Auto. This game is fucking insane. He's beating up hookers and like it is the go-to game for the Tea Party crowd.
Right.
So it's good to see it do well. To see it do the $1 billion was awesome. To see that it's done, and the other stat that came out this week is that it's done better in the UK than every previous other GTA game combined.
Yeah,
So
they outsold all games of themselves in what, 3 weeks? I mean, that's just those numbers are very hard to even fathom, and this game continues to climb in success.
It's huge. It's awesome, and to see gaming do that well just goes to show the industry is not dead, especially when it's an injection into a 7-8-year-old console at this point.
Yeah, it's impressive. So that is a what the fuck, universal what the fuck. I think we can give GTA 5 the what the fuck of the month if that ever existed, because it is pretty crazy.
It exists today.
It exists right now.
Stamped.
Just
Boom.
happened.
What
What the fuck of the month.
Boom.
Good job. So yeah, you're welcome. There's your what the fuck.
Perfect. I guess on that then, why don't we hop over into the mailbag and voicemails. Acid Snow asks, would it be difficult to get D-Smooth, Duty Rock, and Code Monkey all together on the podcast at the same time? I ask because I want to see the clusterfuck that results from that trio of guys that got game. Plus, I haven't heard Code Monkey's voice since forever, and I need me some monkey time. Well, besides the monkey time thing being the gayest thing I've heard in a long time, it would be nice to have Code on just to follow up them. Like I said, Code did the show with me for I think we had figured out it was like 4 or 5 years of the showtime was he and I. But it would be nice to have him on. I guess at some point we could try to set that up.
I think it'd be fun. Yeah,
I don't know how much gaming Code does now, but as I was about to say that, I realized that the last year and a half of the show, Code did no gaming
at all.
Either.
Right? Yeah, exactly. You don't need to actually play games and talk about games. It turns out.
Yes, yeah, he's more of a game talker. And
right.
You could feed him, despite him never played anything. Like he would always have an opinion, which made him good and controversial.
That's all you need. That's all you need is an opinion.
Yes. So I'll talk to Code. The problem is that he almost never works from the office anymore. So he's always out and about. But if I see him in the office, I'll track him down and see if I can convince him to do a show with us. Because also, if you recall, when Code left, we were not doing video type shows. And I know Code does more video than anybody, but he's not really set up to do live video. He's recording 4K video and saving it off. And he does a lot of post production. He doesn't do this, lowbrow live video like we do.
Right.
So I'll talk to him. We'll see what we can do, and we'll try to set it up.
That'd be fun. Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. And Altius asks, here's a softball this week. What prep have you guys started to do in your homes for the next gen consoles? What are your launch day plans?
Launch day plans. I don't have any. I don't prep. That's the thing is I don't prep. In fact, this is the first year that I'm not going to sit outside like an asshole and pick up a game.
Me too.
Oh yeah,
they're coming to me.
Right?
I don't need to.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's a weird feeling. So my prep is very I'm just gonna wake up and there's gonna be a system on my feet and I'm gonna plug it in. I don't know. I mean, the prep time used to be such a huge thing with me. I'd get up with Justin and Ebola from the old podcast. By the way, that's a huge throwback. And we'd all go out. We'd fucking put up a tent and sleep in a line like complete assholes, frankly. and we'd get the system. But this year, Amazon. So I don't know. I mean, that's my prep. Amazon. What about you? You got a prep?
Well, like I said, in the past, I've done the camp out at Walmart for the midnight release, leave there, and go to a Target and get a second Xbox at the 7 a.m. release. And then by the time you get home, well, now, granted, it's like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. You got 2 Xboxes, but you're fucking spent.
You're like, I'm not playing any games.
You're like, I got to get this thing clear. So by the time you finally get it opened and hooked up, and you're trying to figure out what's going on, what's this, and I got a battery pack, and it's a brand new thing to you. So it takes like another hour.
Yeah.
By that point, like you finally gotten on, you sign in, you're like, I'm on Xbox Live on the 360, and then you're like,
You gotta go to sleep.
I'm gonna take like a 4-hour nap when we
Exactly.
come back. So now you get to skip that whole step, and at some point during the day, and Tiff changed her order, so everything's getting shipped to my office. So I'm gonna go in the office in the morning.
Smart.
And because offices get the first UPS and FedEx shipments of the day,
Right.
as opposed to like if stuff's shipped here to our house, it usually comes around 6:30, 7:30 at night. At the office, these shipments come 10:30, 11 in the morning, and basically as soon as that gets there, I'm heading home. I'm sick. 2 weeks in a row.
You're gonna be like a Zoolander,
And,
like I got the black lung pop.
Yep. Yeah. So as soon as that package arrives, heading home and gonna go ape shit.
God, I
And
can't wait.
I'm not gonna have any discs at that point because I'm Mr. Downloads this gen, only downloads all the time.
Download it. If I can get it on a download, that's where I'm gonna get it from for sure.
Although I did pre-order Destiny on Amazon just to get the code to get in the Destiny beta, which they send to you right away.
Oh, really? I didn't actually.
And then
didn't
once
know
you
that.
sign up for the beta, then you can
Then
cancel
you
your
can cancel
pre-order
the
from
pre-order. Yeah.
Amazon.
No, that's not a bad deal.
Yeah, you get that code in 2 days. So
I gotta
highly
get that.
recommend anybody out there that hasn't done it, pre-order on Amazon, get your little code, go to bungie.net/beta or whatever, sign up for the Destiny beta. It'll lock you in, and then you can just cancel your pre-order.
I like that. It's a good deal. I'll do that when I
Most
leave.
definitely.
Great advice from the show once again.
Yes, how to scam companies we
Scam
love.
companies
Yes.
we love.
All right. And then launch day plans, play a lot of games.
Yeah, right. I mean, hey, that's what I'm gonna watch Netflix. I can't wait.
Oh, yeah,
Super
yeah,
excited
totally.
for that new Netflix experience. It's gonna be amazing.
Minecraft, Xbox One
Exactly.
edition.
Xbox One edition.
No offense to you Minecraft
Yeah,
losers that are
wait.
listening. You douchebags.
Wow. Minecraft.
I have
is
no
not-
respect for these guys.
I mean-
my kids play Minecraft, okay? If you're an adult and you're playing Minecraft on your Xbox, you fucking get a life. Okay? No offense. You're a douche.
No offense. You're a douche. Love it.
All right. Well, if any of you have feedback, give us a call, 773-527-2961. Email us at podcast@tooletplay.com. You can also comment on this episode's thread on the Tool to Play homepage. Sponsors, we're still looking for sponsors. If you have something to sell, give us a call, 773-527-2961. Email us, podcast@tooletplay.com. Tell us what you're selling. We'll tell you what you're going to pay us. We'll sell it. You pay us. Boom. Done. Twitter us up. You can find everything Tool to Play related at twitter.com/Tool to Play. Everything podcast related at twitter.com/still_got_game. I, king of the internet, god of everything that's holy, I'm at twitter.com/Derek Nolan.
And I'm all the way over at twitter.com/DudeIRock.
Facebook the fuck out of us. Facebook.com/Tool to Play. Facebook.com/Derek Nolan.
Facebook.com/DudeIRock.
You can check out all of Tool to Play's video content on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Tool to Play. You'll find every episode of Still Got Game there. You'll find every episode of Thick and Thin. You'll find all of our other one-off shows. I know Tiff is working on getting a second episode of her. It's not a regularly scheduled show, but it's a nice special show that she puts on. You got Hitman's quick hits that are on there. So we have lots of video content that pops up on our channel. So definitely check it out. You will not be disappointed, and please subscribe. It helps the numbers. Please rate and review the podcast in iTunes. A lot of you still get it in the audio format, which is the most clear and concise version because we sound like we know what we're doing. If that's the version you like, or even if it's not, please go to iTunes, sign up, give us 5 stars, write a little review. Love the show. It's awesome. Remember, any reviews that existed and any ratings that existed for Tool to Type Radio or Gaming Under the Influence are no longer there. So really, we could use your help with the Still Got Game reviews. I guess the last thing to say, join us each and every Monday night, live 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific at twitch.tv/Tool to Play, where you can check us out live. You can jump in the chat. We've been communicating with people this whole show, and you didn't even know it if you're a late viewer. Well, except for the point where we're like, oh, so-and-so said in chat. But other than that, we talk to people the whole show, and we let them influence the show and bring us in certain directions. So you, too, can participate in that. twitch.tv/tool to play. And I guess on that, why don't we wrap this episode up? I am Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
And I am Joel Dude I Rock Albert.
Boo.
Boo. Boo. Boo.